What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Sports Talk on Tap video. We're here. You can find daily videos Monday through Friday covering all the four major sports leagues, whether it be football, NBA, NHL, or MLB, games, highlights, news, all that fun stuff. And, this is kind of the last part of kind of the dead of the offseason, the NFL, where, teams like the Chiefs are just starting to report, and a lot of teams are kind of going to be reporting starting next week. So we'll have a bunch of coverage, to be able to talk about on that front. But kind of for now, it's the last couple of days of, not necessarily anything off or not necessarily anything on the field. But Nick, we have a very important, game that just came out, and we'll kind of get right into it. On today's topic, we're going to be focusing on the new EA Sports College 25 game. And basically, by the read of the title, after 10 years of waiting, and many fans who weren't necessarily high on Madden, beloved the college football, we're kind of ready to get back into it. And from my first impressions, and as a guy that's been one of the few kind of strictly Madden players, then kind of bleeding into college football as well, I must say, at least from my first impression, I've definitely enjoyed it a lot more. It's kind of, I don't know, something about it. It's been a lot more realism. Nick, I know you've played different modes that you can talk about that you want to, but basically I've kind of just been playing the 10-hour. I've basically been playing kind of one mode right now because I've always been in Madden and bleeding into college football. I've just been an online head-to-head guy. Never really been into the ultimate team, just kind of like going up against people one-on-one just to kind of, see how I match up against everyone and just kind of like grinding that record, getting points and stuff. And for, a second, it's kind of very interesting to see where it is all about. And I would say there's just a lot more realistic and realism in the game. Like the home field advantage is a real thing in the CFP, which is how it should be because, it's a grind to get there. The QB can get cold or hot. Same with some defensive players, depending on the matchup. And I think overall, through my first, game, there's not too many glitches that I've seen that people can, expose a lot in Madden. Like in Madden for a while, there was that field goal block glitch that, was kind of being used. And just so far, I think it's been worth the wait. I think a lot of people have enjoyed it, and me myself have. And I'm, during the summer days when, not working, not at the gym, not hanging out with friends, probably going to be on the sticks for a while because this game has me, maybe it's just the beginner's phase of it when you start a game, and then after a week, you're like, all right, this shit's boring. But I think this will kind of, stick, and I think it's been super fun. And I actually am now tempted on the Madden games because those franchise road to whatever the Super Bowl kind of got a lot old, and they were a lot of the same story. But these look really fun, and I know, Nick, you've experimented with some, so I'm curious to get your takes. But kind of as a Madden player bleeding into this college football, I think it's a lot fun, and me and my fellow Madden players that play Madden have agreed that this probably has been a better game. And, Madden has kind of was really dry for a while. It was kind of the same game, copy and paste. And, when the next gen kind of came in, it was a different game. So you kind of delayed there, but kind of releasing the same game every year with little changes, just updates on the team rosters. It was was it really worth buying $70 or whatever it is when this, it just brings a whole different aspect. And, I haven't even run, Colorado, Travis Hunter's on the front page with Shador Sanders. I bet that team would be really fun. And I like how they do the different rankings, at least in the online, where it's like if you're a tier 3 team, you get a certain amount of points of win if you beat a tier 1 team in a huge upset, So stuff like that I think is really dope. And, I'm excited to see kind of what happens, as we kind of progress and everyone gets onto the game. Because right now it's really kind of the diehards that were kind of waiting for this, like me and you, Nick, that have been getting on it early. But, overall, first impressions for me, really solid game.
I'm right there with you, man. I know you're somebody who still was playing Maddens, but I was so ready to just kick Madden to the curb. I'm someone who, plays a lot of MLB The Show. That's more so my sports game, if you will. I'm much better at that game than I am Madden. And for a while, I would play Madden. I want to say from Madden, I think Madden 12, I bought just about every single Madden. I love the game. But after after a certain point, I want to say after like Madden 18, it just was the same
The,
game now because that was the last Madden I had a lot of fun. Madden 18 I loved because it was the first
yeah,
year.
I think that was the one
Jack
with Gronk on the
characters.
cover.
What's that?
Was that the one with like Gronk on the cover or something?
I believe wasn't it Patrick Mahomes? It
Oh,
was the
was
Patrick
who else?
Mahomes Madden.
Because because I know that it's kind of for both of us obviously being 21. A lot of people have had the Madden 18 like as their last like great memory. I'm kind of in a unique perspective where I didn't play many video games like as a kid, but once COVID hit 2020, that was I believe the first one with Patrick Mahomes on the cover, Madden 20, and
Okay, then that one. That's the last one that I like
I got
enjoyed.
hooked on during COVID, and I just started grinding. And then I kind of just became different. I just am still. Even then, though, it eventually began to wear on me. Like just about a year ago, like this is kind of the same game, but it's still been. Yeah, I was a little different, so I played more of the newer Maddens compared to the older ones. But yeah, you could tell the game was kind of dry, and the fan community was kind of wearing out. But I'm kind of it was worth the wait. We'll just say that.
Mhm. It's such a refresher to finally see, new mechanics because the old mechanics they were still catering towards the older generation, consoles or whatever because not everybody's able to have a PS5 or the new Xbox. So I get that. I think this game is the first sporting game EA has released that's like specifically for next gen, which I have a PS5, so I love that because they're going to be able to do so much more with it.
Yep.
But it's such a fun game because what you said was exactly how I felt with Madden. I'd play it for a week when it first came out and say, "This is the same game I've played for the past 4 years. Like this is so boring."
I just
But
enjoyed it, not to brag, just because I loved winning so much. I didn't even care if it was the
no,
same
yeah,
game.
I get that. Like if you're really good at Madden, like if you're a like top Madden player, you're obviously gonna just keep playing it. But I'm just like someone who just enjoys playing it to have fun. I'm not somebody who's gonna like
Yeah.
be going up like in tournaments or whatever you want to say. I was more so like a franchise person. I didn't do
Yeah. And the
I didn't do
franchise really got dry for a while, just from people.
franchise sucks. And I hope that after seeing what they've done with the dynasty mode in this, which I've been playing nonstop, like I was playing it until 2 a.m. when it first came out because I was just addicted.
Mhm.
I really hope they implement some of the changes they've made into Madden. Like I hope, and I also hope maybe they'll like allow you to transfer rosters over to Madden. I think that would be so cool if like you use your Road to Glory player, which is like the My player where you choose a college to go to, do your career. I would think it would be so cool if after that you could transfer that profile over to Madden so you can just play that career out. Like it would be so cool if they implemented the two, but my faith in Madden is just so low at this point. I think it's
Yeah.
for me it's
And I'm
2K
very
and Madden are
curious.
the least enjoyable games.
And I'm very curious how will Madden's ratings be when they release their Madden in middle of August? Because now everyone's hooked
Mhm.
on to college football, and it's still only going to be a month in, so it's still going to be very fresh. So how will college football compare to Madden, and like how will Madden YouTubers that are on the college football scene, how will they try and balance both of those games? Because both are going to be very high profile for content, but it might be more of a brag to say like you're the best at college football
Right.
25 compared to being best at Madden, where it's just the same game. So it'll be kind of
Mhm.
interesting, but obviously EA Sports, the NFL high level. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out when like both games release. Kind of who's going to be on what when it all comes out. But my early guess is at least a lot of people that haven't played a while, it's definitely going to be college football, 100%.
Yeah, I think the one selling point for Madden this year has been the like $150 bundle where if you buy the two games together, you can play college football early. That's like I
Yep.
think the main reason half the people have bought Madden is just so they can play this game. Like
Yep.
that's just so annoying. That's such a money grab from EA in my opinion. I get doing
Smart
why you're
though.
doing it.
Smart though. I mean, if we were working for EA, we'd be like, that's a genius idea.
Yeah, to just sell copies of both games, I guess. But it's just like, dude, can you just work on making the game better and we'll actually want to buy it like on its own? Because if they
That's
made the
true.
game if they progressed the game, made franchise better, made it, more bearable, actually changed up some of the game mechanics, so I'm not getting the same Super Bowl animation since, Madden 16, then, maybe I'll play a little more, but it's been the same thing. But that's, again, why this game is such a success. Like, so many fans like myself of the, football video games who just, want to play it for fun. I know you would, play it regardless just because you're obviously really good at the game.
Well, like, I might just be playing college football right now. That's where I'm leaning towards. Like, do I really, because I didn't buy the bundle, it's like, do I really want to lean into a game that probably throughout the last couple of years have really dried out, or do I want to, just continue grinding this upcoming game and just kind of play that out NCAA 25 while I can?
That's my plan as of right now. Like, I don't feel like spending, $70 per game. So, because games aren't cheap, like these new games. So that's my plan right now. When I heard this game was being announced this year, I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to play instead of Madden because it's going to be something new. So I'll probably like see gameplay on Madden, like watch it, see how it looks. If it looks like college football and they change a bunch of stuff and make it much better, then maybe I'll buy it. But my plan is
you let us and the listeners know. That way we'll decide if we want to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll play it because you
claim I'm thinking about it, but like
you claim
there's
to be a
really
top
no
player.
point. I'd rather just be a grind college football, try and get really good at that because there's a lot of stuff you still have to learn, even as a Madden player. From what I've noticed, at least going head to head, like you obviously still have some of the formations and stuff, but the movement, just the plays, and I like it because it's different. Like when you pick a team, you have their playbooks and all that stuff. It's not like you can, in Madden, like I pick, Chiefs and go spread playbook, and just kind of, do something, a different playbook. It's like you're stuck with the team, so you have to learn a whole new offense and partially new defense, even though some of the formations are similar, which is what I like. That way, it does help balance the playing field out. But it should be very fun. Like I said, I've only played like probably 5 hours worth of gameplay, so I'm still, getting used to it. But it's very excited to see how it progresses as I try some of the other stuff, like, Road to Glory, and, hopefully win my first national championship soon, fingers crossed. Bring the gold back to Mass. But, that should be very exciting and, kind of just very good time in the NFL. Like I said, we've talked about how the NFL offseason is long and brutal, but they always find a way to keep us entertained throughout the whole months. After the Super Bowl, free agency starts in March. Then you have the combine, draft, all that fun stuff. Then you have OTAs. And then in July, before training camp and stuff, they release a documentary now. We had quarterback last offseason. We've had receiver this offseason. So I get to watch my favorite guy, Jay Jettis, and some of the best receivers in the league, throughout their offseason, and now the college football and Madden coming up. And then training camp, surely, slowly but surely, is going to get underway in like a week. So, very exciting. But a very good time in the NFL nonetheless because we can smell, Nick, the training camp, the pads hitting, Drake May tossing some passes for you. It's all going to be fun. With that being said, we're always curious to get your guys' thoughts. So let us know in the comments, whoever has played it yet, early release trial. What are your guys' first impressions of college football 25 and how does it match up, to like the Madden, the big dog football game? And let us know what you guys think is better and what Madden can do to make their own better. We're always curious to get your guys' thoughts on that. But as always, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.